When I'm hearing people in a school board that I can only assume are there for the best of intentions, these aren't bad people. These people they're passionate. They want what's best for their kids. We all want what's best for our children. We all want our children to have the experiences that we had, and hopefully you want your children to have better experiences than you had. You want your children to be smarter than you. You want your children to be more successful than you. I used to say this all the time in the military. All the time. You're only judged as an individual by what your subordinates do. You cannot be a true leader if your subordinates are never eclipse you. They have to eclipse you. They have to be better than you. What kind of a father has children that aren't better than they are? You're not a good parent unless your kids do things that are, they have more experiences, learn more, know more. That's why the country is amazing, is because each generation eclipses the prior generation. We're better than the generation before us. We explore, we invent, we research, we discover. We're more civil. This is what it's all about. So kids are, you're at the school board, you're hearing what's going on. Are we going to have sports back? Can we have chocolate milk? Are we going to invest in these really cool, smart touchscreen projector things? What is happening at the school board? Well, in Iroquois, here's what's happening in the school board in Elma.
Events of the past week, just to remind all of us, and for me in particular, it really struck me that we are elected officials. I know we're not paid, and I know that the school board, sometimes people don't even realize we are elected. Like, we're volunteers, but we are representatives of our community. You run for an election, it's a challenge, and people disagree about different things. But you do it peacefully, and you do it with respect. And if you lose and more people vote against you, you leave office if you're incumbent. And you do not challenge when the election is duly held and certified and counted, and to question. We all have met our election officials. We see those people who volunteer all day long, counting votes, watching us sign in, making sure that the right people are voting. And to see that that's being questioned in this country, this is so upsetting. And that's the one magical thing about the United States of America. That's the only difference that we have in this world from other countries. And it's being tarnished, to say it politely, and it's obscene. And anyone who supports that should not hold public office. School board.
Yeah, there's a whole lot I would like to make a comment on who should not be holding public office, especially in a school board. First of all, ma'am, great recovery from the emotional Chernobyl, back to normal. It's very, very real when you go from from tears back to it's like the gymnast who just makes the landing, 4 flips, and then on both feet. Nothing to see here. Again, if you listen to that narrative, you're not even upset about what happened at the Capitol. I don't even know when this was filmed or what day this happened. But we're not talking about the Capitol insurrection, the Capitol assault. We're talking about the audacity to question the election that's been certified. That's wasting time at a school board meeting. I mean, stop. Just what is happening? Sweet Home needs data before they allow wrestlers. I need to see the data. We're always in the data. How many people have you read your actual school budgets? You on the board, but you need data on wrestlers. So that you're going to listen to New York State when they tell you what you want to hear. And then when they don't have data to back that up, you don't care. You just listen to New York State. You don't need data for why you locked things down, why you went to a hybrid system. You don't need data for that. And then when they release you from these things, telling you to make your own decisions, you can't handle that. All I'm hearing from school boards that are having these problems are the state told us that it's our decision, and we're not ready to do that. We can't make a decision. We're volunteers. We're not supposed to make decisions. Take your school board elections as the most important election that you vote for. There should be 95% turnout for school board elections. And school board, people running for the school board should have real substantive debates so that if you have someone that breaks into tears over the national election, if they're so emotionally traumatized by the events of happening in DC, how about we focus on the events of Elma? Let's get back to the real issues of why you're there. Nobody wants our school board members to give us a dissertation on anything that's happening outside of the school board. I mean, honestly, she might as well have told us about the Tampa 2 defense. I just don't know why Matt Milano is not covering the tight end full time. I just don't know. I don't know if I could, is it Starla Tuolai? Is that the problem with the line? You're a school board member. Just be a school board member. Do your job. Suck it up. We've got kids watching us. You're in charge of our future. Let's raise our kids to be strong, to handle adversity. When bad things happen, you suck it up. You drive forward. There's a time to emote. There's a time to be emotional. There's a time to be hurt. In between the lines, let's be professionals. Let's show children how adults behave in a public arena. Let's be professionals. Let's be adults. Perpetual adolescence is ridiculous, and all we do is promote it. Let's be Peter Pan forever. Adult coloring books out of stock at Amazon. Well, I'll just wait for it to restock, and I'll get my own adult coloring book. Yeah, I'm 45 years old. Yeah, I've been working on some hip hop music. Album's dropping on Tuesday. Really excited about my music. You're 45, dude. What do you mean, you're working on your music? So what you want to do? You got dreams to be a professional recording artist at 45? That's what you want to do? That's great. God bless you. Go do that in your basement. Do whatever you want to do. Be happy. But you have to be an adult. It's an adult world. And we're all adults. And we handle things, and sometimes bad things happen. And there are examples of everyone in this region who's been affected by COVID, who's had to deal with sickness and disease. Every time a bell rings at Roswell, someone has beaten cancer. Someone has dealt with cancer. There are businesses that have lost all of their savings, all of their employees, and they're dealing with it every single day with incredible valor. They stand up and face adversity and say, I'm going to do whatever I can to feed my family, to be healthy and alive for tomorrow. I've had loss. We've had bankruptcies. Whatever is in your life, there are examples of people that have broad shoulders that carry it and teach us lessons every single day. There is zero reason why I need to be hearing from a school board member about the president of the United States and the presidential election when everything is going on in your district. Hybrid, what are we going to learn? How are we going to pay for this? What sports are we going to play? No, let's take 5 minutes to hear a dissertation about how you feel about certified elections. Please pass the Kleenexes around. This one's going to touch the heartstrings. Let's go to, let's see here. Line 1, we got Ryan and Elma. Ryan, what's going on?
Hey, David. I just wanted to comment real quick on the board member. The difference is in this environment right now, I get it. Everybody's hyper political and everything's politicized. Like, I'm extremely political, but before my political affiliation, I'm a parent first. And I would be absolutely mortified as a board member if I listened to that entire thing and didn't address that. Because during that meeting, we're not talking about reopening schools, what's going to happen with, sporting children missing their senior year with scholarships, getting back to school, what are we going to do with sports in general? A lot of those things aren't really brought up. It's more of a just crocodile tears, feel bad for me, and trying to bring something up. The other thing that you're talking about You want to raise strong children, strong adults, X, Y, and Z. The last thing I need is a leader within the community or within the school district community being on there and whining and crying fake during this, because children, if they do watch that, that's going to be something that they're going to, look at. They're going to either replicate or take something away from that. So if we're trying to build strong leaders in our community, I don't want somebody at the top that's sending that message that if we don't get our way, we can go on there, not talk about what our responsibility is, and then just basically make, this plea to people. It seemed a little disingenuous. And honestly, if she doesn't have, I believe her term is up in 2022, if she doesn't have anybody run against her, me as a parent in that community, I will run against her.
That is exactly what I was waiting to hear, Ryan and Elma. I was about to tell everyone in Elma, do you hear this guy? Do you hear this guy? He lives in your community. He's cogent, he's intelligent, he's making sense. This is the guy that needs to be on a school board, and I can guarantee you I could throw a dart. I could throw a dart and hit someone that would at least represent the community better than what you just heard on that audio. Ryan, I'm going to tell you what. You make that decision. You come on this program. We will debate whoever your opponent is. We'll give equal time. But I will tell you what. Any person that wants to run for school board in this listening audience, you got yourself 1 hour of free airtime to come on in here. Bring your opponent. We're not going to break any of the election rules. But I will make this program the headquarters for school board elections to get out emotionally stunted adults who cannot maintain their bearing in an environment where they're supposed to do their job. Ryan and Elma, you are our first candidate. You make that decision. You get your paperwork in line. You come back here, and we are going to have you ask you the questions, have your opponent have equal time, and let's have more Ryans in Elma delivering us from this incompetence that is occurring all across this woke modern generation. It's disgusting. Take the school board seriously. You come right on this program, announce your candidacy. Let's hear from the opponents, and let's clean up these school districts and get back to what we're supposed to do, educating our students, empowering our teachers, and providing a product that graduates from our schools that actually can impact our society by leading it. Not with this nonsense where you're giving your dissertation on your feelings and how hurt you are about something that happened in Washington, D.C.